I'm a biologist and I come from a biological background, and in fact, I said in the talk, I started off studying lizards. But I've evolved through time, and I think almost all biologists have to go through that evolution, which is basically to realize you can't really do biology by itself. If you do biology, you've got to deal with people, and you've got to address people's concerns, and also integrate people into those processes. If you can do that effectively, you can actually ultimately lead to the conservation of biodiversity. But it's that realization that you have to go beyond the butterflies and the birds and actually think about what people think about those to be able to communicate effectively with them, and then you can actually get to a conservation solution. My topic was infrastructure, so I work mainly with sustainable infrastructure. What I think we need to be addressing in the Guyana Shield context is the need for biologists to get much more integrated into the planning process, very early in the planning process, so that we can avoid problems further down the line. And we also need to look at how that infrastructure is actually being built, in the sense that it needs to be low carbon, it needs to be resilient to climate change, but it also needs to take into account the concerns, wishes, ideas, needs of stakeholders as well. And those include, obviously, addressing the biodiversity-related issues. Main problems with infrastructure is right at the moment, the upstream planning for infrastructure development is actually very weak, and that refers across the board. Financial planning, the actual design of the infrastructure, the whole process of being able to decide where you should site that infrastructure. It's actually very weak across Latin America. It's also quite weak in the Guyana Shield. So that's one of the main problems, and the solution to that is to do better spatial planning, better planning, involving all of the stakeholders so that you can address problems that are going to come further down the line. My main expectation, at least the one I'm hoping for myself, is to actually be able to share what I know with other biologists working in the area, but also to listen to the information and basically understand better what they're doing and be able to network more effectively. And hopefully, ultimately, be able to move everybody towards the common goal of, in essence, sustainable development, but the conservation of biodiversity at the same time.